my fellow Toastmasters. Welcome to Zaheem Toastmasters Club meeting. My name is Daly Basanth, and it is my pleasure to be the first speaker as I am the Surgeon at Arms in this meeting. Once again, I welcome you all to the 18th Zaheem Toastmasters meeting. I would like to mention the ground rules which we follow in our Toastmaster meeting. Keep your mobile phone in silent and ensure that there is no other distractions. As Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. So please refrain from discussing these topics. For better involvement, please keep your camera on and make sure to turn off the camera if you are stepping out of the meeting. With this, I welcome our club president, an excellent storyteller, and a great musician, Toastmaster Krishna Kumar, to open the meeting. Toastmaster Krishna Kumar, please.
Welcome all my Toastmasters. Here I am taking double role, President and TMOD. So I don't know how to hand over my role to TMOD, or to call TMOD and hand over the... Anyway, good evening to all, and happy to see you once again after some weeks, couple of weeks time. Anyway, let us start the meeting. I am just declared the starting of the meeting now itself. The life is something different when we are in Gulf. Our time is not tallying with the relatives. When we search for our relatives to talk, they don't have time. They may be busy making lunch in our morning time. When we try to contact them in the afternoon, they may be taking the tea or maybe sleeping after the lunch. So to tally the timing, they should have the mentality, or we should have the mentality to adjust the time. So in our life, we have to do so many adjustments. Here also we are doing some adjustment in our meeting. Anyway, not to get delayed much, we are passing to the next step, because here we don't have any new members or guests to explain about our Toastmaster Club, and we are all aware about the good facility what is providing by Toastmaster to us. We can learn many things and we are achieving many goals. Even I feel that I am getting developed in talking public, especially in English. I'm very poor in speaking English in public speak. However, I'm trying to do it today as an English meeting. And I'm just changing my role to TMOD, Toastmaster of the Day today. And comedy and life. Maybe thinking comedy is something that is, it's a fact actually, makes us happy. When we are in tension, comedy can be a support to us. Sometimes we listen to music or listen to the comedy, watching the comedy. We will feel that we are in somewhere else. We will forget everything. And even people makes comedy on death and accidents. I noticed that. Even a death scene can be converted to comedy. You might have seen the films. And even the accidents, when we are seeing some videos coming in our WhatsApp and Facebook, some huge accidents, we are laughing on it. Normally, I used to think about that position, who is falling from a bridge or escaping from the accident of some road accidents or something. I don't feel that I should be so happy to see that and laugh. In some cases, I noticed in comedians making most of these things as a comedy scenes. Sometimes in our life, we used to have some accidents or some incidents in our life or experience. Later, when we explain to our friends, as a comedy, we will explain, this has happened to me. And we will laugh at that. But it's a fact that there is something connected with our life. Each and every incident has comedy, but for others, it may be a very serious matter. An accident means the person who met with an accident, he cannot laugh like that. He may be thinking how I escaped from that accident, or how much pain he has taken. For example, Charley Chapline, you might have seen a picture of circus, Charley Chaplin's film. He, by mistake, he jumped into a lion's cabin, cage in a circus tent. If you see these scenes, you will keep on laughing. The Chaplin is doing that. But you just imagine when you are in the cage of a lion, what will be your condition? You cannot even cry, you cannot even shout, you cannot even laugh. That is what is comedy. So I will go to more details about comedy and the connection with our life. So as my duty, I would just introduce the role makers. You have grammarian, because only 2-3 people gave me the short introduction. Even I know many of them came, but I forgot about that. Mr. Shanit and all there. Let me introduce first the list is of Shalini Lal. He's acting as our grammarian. And I think she has to do the listeners' job and age counter, etc. So Shalini, I forgot about the details of introduction. Anyway, I request Shalini herself to explain herself and her duty in this meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Krishna Kumar. Okay, today for this meeting, I'll be taking up the role as a grammarian as well as a timer. So let me first explain the role as a grammarian. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuses of the English language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So, word of the day for today's meeting is applause. Applause means, like, we commonly use the word applause. It's a very common word. Since the theme of the day was comedy and life, I just choose the word applause. Like, we always applaud for a good comedy. So the meaning of the word applause is like publicly express your opinion, like clapping by hands or cheering up the person. So a common usage, like for example, is the announcement was greeted with applause and cheers. So applause is kind of encouraging a person who is doing an act. So I'll be noting down all the quotes and important words that using, and also I recommend the speakers to use the word applause in today's speeches. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shalini, for explaining the duty. I think so. What about
timer? I will do, Krishna.
Okay. Timer Aparna is doing. So
Yeah.
as a timer, I introduce Aparna. She is here for the last 6 years, more than 6 years in Toastmaster, and in Qatar for the last 2 decades, with living with a husband and 2 teenage children. Anyway, Aparna, please just explain if I am short in introducing you. Sorry, but she is a very good leader, not written in the short text, but I always take you as a sample of a leader, how to be a leader, how to manage the teamwork. I always appreciate Aparna. And I congratulate just now for the Pukalam competition, the second place. I've seen the teamwork there, the FCC Vanida team, and it was an excellent Pukalam she made there, and her team made it. And I was there to watch all these things. And my heartily congratulations. Okay, I am giving my screen is yours, Aparna.
Krishneta, you can give an
Thank you,
applause.
Krishneta, for that lovely introduction. My son was here disturbing and I was on unmute, I think, sorry. Okay. So as a timer for today's meeting, you all know time management is life management, and Toastmaster teaches us this great skill of time management. Am I with you? Can you hear me? Am I lost? Okay, thanks, Anu. So as a timekeeper for today's meeting, I will be showing various virtual backgrounds, changing the virtual background to indicate the time. For prepared speech, for both speeches today, it's 5 to 7 minutes. For my speech, somebody else will be, like Shalini will be maintaining the time. For the remaining speeches and all other roles, I will do the timekeeping. For today's speech, prepared speech session, time is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will be changing my virtual background to green at 5 minutes, at 6 minutes amber, and at 7 minutes red, and there will be 30-second grace. Similarly, for table topic, the time limit is from 2 to 3 minutes. At 2, I will show green. At 1 minute, for table topic, it's 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will show green. At 1.5 amber, and at 2 it's red, and there's a 30-second grace. And for evaluation, it is 2 to 3. At 2, I will show green background, 2.5 yellow background, and 3 red background. That is 30-second grace for all these speeches. Thank you, and over to you, Krishneta.
Thank you, Aparna, for explaining the duties. And I don't know when you do the speech, how the color will change. Yeah. Because Aparna is also doing one speech here. So the color should be automatically changed for your, when you are talking, you will change the color. I want to see it how it
When
will
I
be.
start my speech,
You
I
will
will
do it.
speak for hours. So let's not keep time.
I will change, don't worry.
Okay, okay.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. And we have Ms. Jaya Srijith, the table topic master. Jaya is basically Ayurvedic doctor. She is 21 years. I believe that you are here 21 years. And worked 13 years in Doha in France. And husband is there, Srijith, working as a in contract, Wakut contracts, right? And okay, I returned rating, I cannot read. Anyway, Srijith, can you please explain your duty, table topic master?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening to all, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My duty is as table topic master. It's a practicing session for us to speak on our feet. Like it will enable us to be efficient in our day-to-day activities and also for in our career development. So the timing will be 1 to 2 minutes, and I shall be providing you a few questions on which you may be able to talk and practice yourselves. Thank you for this opportunity. Over to Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Jaya. Now, as a general evaluator, we have Naushad, our team member. Is a very good singer and good in literature. He is from Koilon, near Punalur. He is from Koilon district. He is an agriculture engineer. 22 years experience in Gulf, I think. In Qatar itself, it's so amazing. And he's working as a techno-commercial manager in a private concern. Wife and 2 children. And we know his wife and staying at Mushrif. And he has a good hobbies of music, literature, and travel. Everybody knows about it anyway. As a duty, I'm explaining about it. So, Mr. Naushad, can you please explain anything I not introduced? Please tell us.
Thank you, Toastmaster Krishna Kumar, for introducing me with all those long. So today my role is like a general evaluator for our meeting. Am I audible to all? It's
Yep.
clear? Okay. So my duty is like to evaluate the entire performance of the meeting from the beginning to the end, and to get the reports of the role players, to present it, and to add anything more to the meetings. So I hope everybody will be performing very well today, and all will be getting good applause. And our TMOD will be entertaining us with a lot of fun, I believe. So let us continue the meeting. Thank you.
Okay. We are talking about comedy, which is having a connection with our life. In Malayalam, there is an idiom. I don't know how to translate into English. ആരാണ്ടമ്മയ്ക്ക് പ്രാന്ത് വന്നാൽ അത് കാണാൻ ഒരു രസമാണ്. The meaning is if somebody else's mother got mad, we can enjoy it. This is actually, if you look into a comedial scene, most of the comedy scenes I couldn't enjoy. Major part of the comedy scenes coming into the TV is something about my wife is having affair with the neighbor, or the neighbor is having affair with my wife, or my dad has paid falling from the coconut tree and he's laughing on that. These types of things, I don't know, I cannot enjoy that type of comedies. Comedies can be many things. There was one story of Kalan, you know, the person who is taking our lives to the heaven or hell. He came to earth to search for a person who was to be taken away that day. And he's meeting the friend of that guy, and he's explaining that I came here to take his soul. Then he's calling his friend and telling him that you do one thing, you run away from there. Somebody came here to take you, and he's from hell, the Kalan is here. So he was telling him what to do. No, don't come here, but if you come here, he will take you. So better you go away from somewhere. So he ran away and he took a train and he go to another station. And then this fellow started laughing at Kalan and telling him, now you cannot catch him. Why? He's already gone. Where is gone? He's gone to Chennai. Oh, really? Chennai? Oh, okay. Then it is easy for me. Because as per the rule, he should be taken from Chennai only. His death is there. So he's already, that's the way. This is actually the comedy. It's a very simple comedy and we can laugh on it. When I talk about the comedy, I normally, Charley Chapline, he was a great comedian I think in history, he was there up to 1977. He was born in 1889 in London. His father left in his childhood and his mother was alone to take care of him. And mother was a singer. She was also doing some stage programs. He got a brother. And when she was doing some performance on the stage, she lost her sound. She couldn't perform well. And this young teen boy, Charley Chapline, he took that role and he started acting on the stage. And that boy later became a very good actor. He's a composer of the music. He was creating the stories, making the films, and became the top of the world. And even I seen his first comedy picture was, what was that? It was regarding this one. One is Kid, and it is about a Hitler story. And these two films, when I watched, I was totally laughing and laughing and laughing. We cannot sit on the seat. We will fall down. That type of films he created. But unfortunately, his life became very bad. In childhood, he was a very poor man. He couldn't have food in time, and it was a very difficult life because his father left the family. But later, in the life, he married 4 wives. He was having 4 wives. Then you can imagine how sad his life was. Because 4 wives means it is tremendous struggle. Now that we can. So, and he has around 6 children from these 4 wives. But the last wife was an actress with him. She was very young, around 17 years old. And there was some problems came in his life because of this relation, even though he married. And there was some suit was against him because she was not matured, below 18 years. And he left London and he shifted to another place. I think it is Netherlands. This is the reality of a comedian. These types of comedies happen in our life. I am just connecting very seriously with the comedy, what is happening in our life. Anyway, let us go to the next our speakers. There are 2 people, 2 TM Toastmasters there for their speeches. One is Aparna Ranish, our great leader. And Aparna Ranish's speech will be evaluated by Rishida Mohammed. Rishida is there, no? I've seen her, yeah. Rishida Mohammed, I'm sorry, I didn't receive the introduction. So I will request you to introduce yourself and you can tell about Aparna. Aparna is doing which level? Because it is mentioned in our meeting that you.
I am doing my level 3, project 1, present a proposal, innovative planning pathway.
Okay, I think Rishida Mohammed may be having this.
Yeah, I send the evaluation sheet.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Rishida, the screen is yours. Please help to introduce yourself and tell about the Aparna's speech and evaluation. Screen is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and all the members from Zaheem Toastmasters Club. A very good evening to one and all. I'm Rishida, Toastmaster Rishida. I'm from Aparna, Toastmaster Aparna's Club, FCC Vanita Toastmasters. So she is doing her project level 3, project 1. The purpose of her project is for the member to practice developing and presenting a proposal. So the purpose of the project is for the member to practice developing and presenting a proposal. So Toastmaster Aparna, all the best to you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, now the speech will be there. Aparna, you are ready, no?
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, a very good evening to one and all. Amma, what's for breakfast today? Sambar, idli. Same again? No, dear, it was idli sambar yesterday. Amma, this is not funny, okay? We are not having any Toastmasters humorous contest here. Once again, a very good evening to one and all. Idli and sambar might be the healthiest and tastiest breakfast and the best breakfast in the universe as per the claims of WhatsApp University. But if you serve them daily to your kids, will they spare you? No, right? Life gets monotonous and boring when we do the same stuff over and over again. Even though whatever we might have been doing be the best practice, eventually everyone will lose the interest. Yes, dear friends, variety is the spice of life and variety makes life interesting. Okay, one another instant. Amma, what have you packed for lunch today? Though it looked like chapati, it was so hard that I had to take Anu's help to tear it apart. And the curry, it was way too salty. I better get food from canteen tomorrow. I think you can all connect. Quality plays a vital role in life, be it food or Toastmasters meetings. Two major components to keep the club meetings lively and to retain members is by providing a quality meeting coupled with a lot of variety. So by quality, what I meant is to maintain the standards of Toastmasters meeting, and by variety is to add some elements to make the meeting more interesting. So today I'm here to propose few tips from my Toastmaster experience, Toastmasters journey to make our Zaheem Toastmasters meetings club more interesting and lively. Quality, it's everyone's responsibility. And meeting quality, it can be enhanced only when we have all role players in place with no backouts and agenda. Look at the case today itself. The agenda should be set in advance, like at least a week before, or maybe 3 days at least before the meeting. And we should have even backup role players in case there is any dropouts, especially when it comes to the speakers and evaluators. But do you think the meeting agenda is only VP's job? No. It's a group work. Come on, friends, this is a voluntary organization and we are all here to help out each other and improve ourselves. So no one is paid here. So how can we help our VP? TMOD. TMOD is the star and highlight of any meeting. You all agree that, right? Today's star is our Toastmaster Krishna Kumar. So let the VP plan a calendar for next 6 weeks in advance, talk to members and assign them the role of TMOD alone and leave the job of selecting role players for that particular meeting to TMOD. VP can assist by providing role players and speaker slot as per the club success plan because we need to have our DCP goals achieved. But then the workload is shared between the TMOD and the VP. That is one thing we can do. And then good speeches and perfectly done roles. They are the highlights of any meeting. You all agree, right? And how can we do that? Yes, seek the help of our mentors. So let us revamp our mentee-mentors chart Excel sheet we had created. One thing we can do is to create a mentors group and we should educate our mentors that they have a credit in Toastmasters. A mentorship credit is that they get the certificate from Toastmaster if they mentor a member perfectly for 6 months. So by that, they get their accolades also. Similarly, when one of their mentee, if he or she completes all the roles, taking once at least, let us accolade that mentor with a flyer or some recognition. And even if a mentee completes one level, we can make a recognition flyer. All these we can do to recognize the mentor. Now, this is all before the meeting. Now, on the meeting day, how should the club ExCom act? The president, like as today, open the meeting lively, give some motivational message for at least 1 to 2 minutes, talk about Toastmasters and public speaking and leadership skills. And if there are any members' achievements, he did mention about the members' achievement outside club level, the community level today. So like that, if there are any achievements from amidst members that can be expressed, and birthdays, if there are any members celebrating birthdays within fortnight, that can also be. So all such simple things will really add value, and it will set the tone of the meeting, and everybody looks onto the CEO of the meeting, the president. So that way president can ensure to have quality in this delivery. And the VPM ensure to bring in at least 2 guests for every meeting, and also remind every member to bring at least 1 guest. More members, better the meetings. So it is always better to speak in front of a lot of crowd than just handful like today, right? So that will build our confidence more. And VPPR create meeting flyers in advance and let it post in FB page and WhatsApp groups, and make it creative and some curiosity seeking, interesting flyers, so that people are attracted to attend our meeting. And the secretary, please read meeting minutes in the meeting and also prepare meeting report every time. All this can improve our quality. And coming to the surgeon at arms, start the meeting cheerfully, creatively, in a unique manner to grab the attention, because she or he is the first phase of any meeting, and that matters a lot. And one more thing is the educational modules. Yes. The VP can send out the member interest survey to all members and check their interest in what way they have to improve, and then design or create educational modules according to that. That way we can improve the quality. So these are the few things which I can think of to improve the quality of meeting. Now, second component which helps us in member retention is the variety. We all come to Toastmasters meeting for relaxing, for having a break, along with that building our self-confidence. So Toastmaster style, it's very interesting, no doubt is that. But then when it comes, we always like to have some variety. So instead of the regular idli sambar, if we have chili idli Manchurian or dragon idli once in a while preserving the base, the idli, the essence, the speech delivery, which is the essence of Toastmaster meeting, let us spice it up with some extra elements to give it more appealing and tempting look and taste. So how do we do it? We can include debates in our meeting. Just like table topic, debating also will help us to develop our critical thinking skills, which is very essential in daily life. And I needn't tell you about the importance of debate. It improves our articulations, gives us an opportunity to research on certain subject, and also helps us to create, control our emotions, etc. Then we can include group discussions in our meeting. And that we can learn about a single topic, discuss upon us and get variety of views on that. We can develop our out-of-box thinking skills, listening skills, all that through group discussion. Then we can think of having a Damsharis. Recently to a meeting I had been to the Desert Divas in UAE, and they had this Damdar Kalakar. It was very nice. And this also, it is just a 30-second given to one of the member, and they give a film name to enact or a emotion to enact, and they enact it. So by this, we improve our body language and expression. There is something coming in there also, the Toastmaster aspect. And that's fun also and very entertaining also. We can have a talent show. Whenever there is less speeches, we can have one member to exhibit that talent other than speaking, say singing. We have great singers here like Krishna and Naushad, and we can have mono act, mimicry, whatever other skills than speaking that could be given there. Then in table topic itself, we can include marketing, debating, etc. to make it different. We can sometimes have Antakshari also for a change. And the TMOD can bring variety theme, like say a book regarding a book, and all members dress up like the characters of that book. Like that, we can have let's say like Halloween, everyone dresses like, I saw that in Global Improve, Halloween theme they had. And we had an FCC for our, what is that, Valentine's Day, all dressed in red. So all such variety can be included. So these are the certain things which I think I propose to make our meeting more variety and more interesting. So to wind up, let's focus on the formula quality plus variety, and definitely we'll be able to retain members. I urge all those here today present who have not renewed your membership today to renew your membership today itself. And our XCOM is definitely going to take up this proposal, and our club will turn out to be the best club in the division this year. So don't forget, quality is everyone's responsibility, and let's all work towards it. If variety is the spice of life, then quality is the essence of life. The formula for retention is? What is the formula for retention? I want it from you.
Quality plus variety.
Yes, thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of the day. I think I exceeded a lot of time. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Aparna. It was a nice speaking. Anyway, evaluation is other side, but in the left side, I was enjoying, because when you told about idli is my favorite food, every day I'm making idli. Because I am very lazy to make the dosa, because I have to take 2 times, so then I have to cook again. But idli in one shot, I will get 8 idlis. 8 idlis might not my count, 12 is my minimum. But at least by my cooker is giving only 8, but I am satisfied with 8 now. So that is, I will keep it and go for a bath, and when I come back, idli will be ready. And my chutney is given by my wife for a long time, so I have it. So I don't make sambar for my idli. When I make sambar, I will use for it. I am very lazy in that case, but I am very particular in taste of idli. One day, something happened to me. It's a joke, but it's an accident to me. I went to Karwa village. There is one idli factory, some quarterly is there. You might have seen that. I went to that hotel. So when I was in north side in Bombay, I was very much interested in Manchurian. So chicken, I am using only non-veg. I never take, only vegetarian. So I normally go for vegetarian Manchurians. So when I see in the list idli Manchurian, I ordered for it. So I will be interested to both the things are coming to me. Idli also I like, Manchurian also I like. But it was very, very bad experience in my idli Manchurian. I was thinking whether it is idli or one iron stone or something. Because when it is fried for Manchurian, using that liquid, that powder, the idli became very hard. And in a short, I will eat 12 idlis within 10 minutes. I spent there more than half an hour to eat 2 idlis. And I gave him a bad weight. I asked him, who made this Manchurian? Whose idea it is? Then he called that fellow. I told him, never do like this, please. Kerala got their own idlis. Don't do anything on that idli, please. Because if you do Manchurian, idli become hard, like I can throw you and you will die. That type of my idli made it. This is what the real joke in life. So you can comedy, but I never go to that hotel again, because it made me a very, my idli, he made it very bad. It's my favorite food became, I cannot even think about that idli now. Anyway, thank you, Aparna. Let us go to the, anyway, I got a subject, I changed from my Charley Chapline to this one. Let us go to the next speaker. It is Anu Nair. Anu Nair, I remember some introduction, but I am not telling any wrong thing. Because here also I am requesting Anu to introduce once again yourself. I heard it, but anyway, you are from Alleppey, right? Yes. If I am not wrong. Yeah, because from my district, Anu's speech will be evaluated by Mr. Shanith. Sorry, Shanith also, I forgot the introduction. Anyway, I request Shanith also to introduce yourself once again. For my memory, but my memory is very weak. And tell about Shanith's Anu Nair is doing which project now?
It is level 5.
Okay, good. I am looking for that level. Okay. So, Mr. Shanit.
Yeah. Good evening, respected Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Anu Nair. Toastmaster Anu Nair is attempting her level 5 first speech in motivational strategies. This project is high performance leadership. The purpose of this project is for the member to apply her leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and implement the plan with the help of a team. This is her first speech in this project, so she will be introducing her team, her vision, and her plan. Wishing all the best to Toastmaster Anu. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Anu is muted. Okay.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
The screen share is disabled. Please enable the screen share.
Yeah, it's enabled.
Anu's voice is not clear for me. Is it okay for everyone else?
No, it's feeble for me also. I don't know. I was thinking it's only for me.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, fine. That's better. That's good actually.
It's fine.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
Yes, think about it. 365% in an year improved. Good evening, dear Toastmasters, and we don't have guests. So good evening, my dear Toastmasters. Today, I'll be presenting my level 5 motivation from the path motivation strategy level 5 project, which is a high performance leadership project. And this is from my pathways motivational strategies. So let us skim over the main content of this project before I go deep into it. There's a general information with the purpose of the project and the scope and how the application of the project, the major stakeholders involved, a few definitions of the keywords which I'll be using throughout this project, and the core deliverables. Then coming to the project planning, the basic milestones and the schedules, and finally some risk identification involved in this project. And now the major purpose of this project is actually, this is an education program, basically aims at developing a leadership and planning skills, rather practicing our leadership in a real-time scenario, and to receive feedbacks, that is develop a project plan, then organize a guidance committee, then implement this plan with the help of a core team. So this is a basic purpose of this project. And the scope of the application, the scope involves a smooth conduct of District Gavels Contest 2021, involving approved and competent Gaveliers from 6 divisions across Qatar. So basically, Gaveliers are the children, and the 6th division, for the information, we have actually 6 divisions in Qatar. Under the district, there is a division, and we have 6 divisions, and it is division A, B, C, D, and F. And each division has their own clubs. It comes the area and then the clubs. So we have total 13 clubs in Qatar. So our kids or the Gaveliers will be participating from 13 different clubs across Qatar. And various categories for the contest is international speech contest we have humorous speech contest, evaluation contest, and the table topic contest. So this is the basic scope of the project. Then the major stakeholders involved. Gavaliers or the contestant. They are the heart and soul. They are the indispensable stars of the project. Then we have chief judges and the panel of judges, the experts. Then the district, division, area, club, gavel counselors, or the mentors or the masters. And then we have the contest manager who leads project lead of this entire project. And the host and the co-host, since it's a virtual platforms, they are to be there. Role players, they are the key. We have a group of people who serves as the role players. So these are the major stakeholders involved in this project. Coming to the when I'm talking about the role players, to be precise, we have around 36 role players involved to give this project life. So the role players are the key. Then a few definitions of the basic keywords which will be used throughout this project plan. The Gavels Club. By this time, you have a basic idea of what a Gavel Club is. These clubs provide a Toastmaster kind of experience to the children who are below 18 years. So from my personal experience, let me tell you, these Gavel Clubs are the powerhouse of positive vibes. And these children learn there to spread their wings, and they're all set to reach for the stars. It's a great experience to be with them. Our Gaveliers are tremendous. And then we have district Gavel contest. This is again, as I've mentioned before, we have club Gavels contest. There's a club level and then area level. From club Gavels contest, we have two winners. Two winners from each category will be going to the next level, that is area Gavel contest. Again, from the area, we have two contestants or two winners from each category, and then they move to the division. And from division, they reach the district Gavel contest. So this is the zenith point. Once they are there in the district Gavel contest, we have a bunch of kids who almost 12 participants. We have a bunch of kids who are ready to represent Qatar in the world platform. So this is what is district Gavel contest. And another key word I'll be using is guidance committee. Guidance committee is the members of this group are the one who actually evaluates the project progress, advises, gives feedback. So I have my core guidance committee, our heart and soul, our leader, Toastmaster Aparna, and other two eminent Toastmasters, Anupama and Toastmaster Namrita. They are my guidance committee team. Now we have core committee, which involves a group where I can implement this project. These people help me to execute the project. Again, our Toastmaster Aparna Ranish and our Toastmaster Shalini, they'll be throughout this project helping me to execute this project. And the basic deliverables, as I have mentioned, once they have reached the district level, the contestants or the Gaveliers have reached the district level. Once this is done, the contest is completed, we are giving the Qatar champions, and they are all set to become the world champions. We'll have a Qatar champion speaker, international, humorous, evaluation, and table topic, and they'll be the next world champions. And again, for the other Gaveliers and all the listeners and guests, it will be a wonderful learning experience. Now, coming to the project planning, let me go to the project milestone. The basic project milestone involves. Initially, we started off with the formation of a guidance committee. As I've shown before, I have a guidance committee of 3 members, and they are the one who actually advises me to how to go about with this project. And we had the meeting, the first meeting of the guidance committee was done. And in that committee, we have made first the process. We started off with the contest date finalization. Then we have assignment on the roles and the duties. We assign roles for all the executive, the role players, and different roles have been assigned to different people. And then we launched the Google form for the contestant data. Once the roles have been assigned or the duties have been assigned to different, delegated to different Toastmasters or the group, we then made a Google form for to get the data of the contestants. So we got contestants' data like the basic personal information, their category of the contest, their topic of the contest, and if who is going to be a standby contestant. So we received the basic data which is required for the contestant, and then we were all arranging for the judges, the panel of judges and the chief judges. So we have requested, we have searched and hunted for eminent people to judge the contest, and we had received a bunch of very prominent judges and panel of judges. We have created different groups, WhatsApp groups for judges, and started coordinating with them. Then we had various presentations and presentations, PPTs and banner parades, presentation, everything set. And once it is read, then we have coordinating the district gavel counselor. We have been coordinating and helping her to go about with the agenda and the flyers, and finally the D-Day. So this is a basic flow or the main milestones of the project. These are project schedules. So as I've told you before, we have started the first meeting of the guidance committee on 6th of September. And by 13th of September, we have finalized the chief judges. And 14th, we have filled in all the role players. And 15th, the final agenda is almost ready. And 16th, we have the banner parade from clubs. We have received the template for the banner parades from the club. And 17th, that is yesterday, flyers and talent videos have been received. Then on coming Tuesday, we have the mock and the briefing of the contestants and the role players. We have scheduled on 21st, that is coming Tuesday. We have the mock and the briefing. And finally, on the 23rd, which is the coming Thursday, we have the contest one, the first day, where we'll have the international contest. We'll have the international contest and the banner parade on the first day, which is the coming Thursday. And the next day, Thursday, we have the day 2 of the contest. We have the humorous contest, table topic contest, and the evaluation contest. So this is a basic schedule, project schedule. And then a couple of risks which we have identified throughout this technical malfunction, which is, we know how the technology sometimes, gives us a setback. It could be from the host end, and also it could be from the role players end. And but we do have a best practice or solid rules in place for bring complete justice to the contestant in case the technical flaw is from their end. And also we have standby role players and written rule books which enables a contestant to rejoin the contest. And also some force majeure, unforeseen circumstances, anything. So these are the basic risks we have identified could be there for the project completion. And this is a very basic plan of what exactly we are trying to do. And on this great event, which is due on 23rd and 24th, and by the completion of this project, the basic purpose is the leadership, to enhance the leadership quality. And I believe the traits of being a good leader is in everyone, with a little effort from our end as the one person every day. And of course, this education module which we have in Toastmasters, which definitely teaches to do an application in everyday life, can definitely raise our leadership virtue. And I truly believe and wish this happens to me too at the end of this project. Thank you, and over to the TMO, Toastmaster of the Day.
കൃഷ്ണയുടെ മ്യൂട്ടാണ് കേട്ടോ.
Sorry, I forgot. Anyway, thank you, Anu. It was a very nice presentation. I was watching very carefully. I hope that I can see this kids program in 23rd, right? 23rd September. When it is? When the final step is coming? It is 23rd. Senior, remember the 23rd is the program.
3rd and 24th.
Yeah, 24th. Yeah. So I want to see it because especially I like kids' performances. Very interesting. And I was telling about Charley Chapline. Let us finish his story. Actually, he married with Letha Gray. He was acting with his circus film. Very interesting lady. But she was young and married, and there was a problem in the country because of the age. And they married, but they were living together. Unfortunately, what happened is most of the time he was spending his life with his studios in production of pictures and all. And one day she got angry and she took her child and went out of his house. And that was his bad story. And later she has done some suit against him, and he wanted to go. He was forced to go out of London. He go to Switzerland, and he was staying his remaining years there. And finally, he got married with Una, his last wife. And he was telling about that lady is a perfect love. After when he reached the fourth one, he understand what is the perfect love. And they lived together for around 18 years. And 1977, when I was in 10th standard, he died because of some stroke in the midnight. But he has done a very good pictures. Most of the pictures I've seen, the films, you should see that one is a kid and another is the name I'll tell you about the emperor of Hitler, or about the Hitler. There is one picture. Everything is comedy, but there is some serious things going under the story. So these pictures are very famous, and you should watch all these movies. He's giving so many stories. Everything is comedy, but underneath there is some true stories, truth of the social life, politician's life. Everything is there connected with the life of the common man. That is circus. And the kid is also very common and true stories taken into a comedy because there is no dialogues, only acting. Dialogue will be written in between what is happening. But very interesting he has done. And finally, in 1977, he died. But he was very famous in the comedial. I think he is the comedy king. There are so many comedians in English movies. And even Malayalam movies, we have many people, Adrupasi, Shankaradi, all these guys. Nobody can be taken away. You cannot compare with anybody. That is the thing. Everybody got their unique character, unique style of comedy. That is, nobody can imitate it. That cannot be successful. I've seen some English, Hindi comedy serial. They were trying to imitate these stories of Charley Chapline, but it was a big fail, and they stopped in between those this one comedy serials. Anyway, now the next step is let us go to the table topic session. The very interesting session of our Toastmaster meetings. Very interesting and very encouraging. Everybody, anybody can be come to the stage. And when I done this stage show last time, stage meeting, I was very much interested too, because better than this Zoom meeting. If you go to the stage and it's standing in front of the people, and it is very difficult to manage, but very interesting, especially in Toastmaster, this topic, table topic master. I couldn't done it last meeting. I didn't get the time because my number is not come. People jumped into the roles and last I was out. So now let us go to our Toastmaster table topic master, Jaya Srijith. Jaya.
Good evening. Good evening once again. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Today, table topics is the most interesting.
Sorry, there's an echo coming from somewhere, right?
Okay, one second. Hope it's fine now. It's okay now? Yeah, okay. So let me go to the table topic session. It's the most interesting and challenging also session of the Toastmasters. My first question, what have you learned from life or the best lesson life has given you? Anyone can attempt. What have you learned from life or the best lesson life has given you? Who is going to take up?
I will take.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you. The first good question to me. I taken it because it is very interesting for me. My dear Toastmasters, colleagues, the best lesson what I learned in one word I can tell you: don't believe anybody. Don't estimate anybody. On your first meeting, second meeting, or last meeting, whatever it may be. Because everybody having their own way of approach to your friends or your colleagues, whatever it may be. Who is standing in front of you may not be the person what you are thinking. You will come to know when his real life comes. When sometimes we need help, or sometimes we are in trouble, or sometimes we are in a good stage, the real color will come from the other side. So I had a lot of experience. I don't have time to explain here. Anyway, what I learned in my life is don't estimate or judge anybody standing in front of you. You have to be very careful everywhere. That is what I learned. But there are some people you can believe, you can understand, but it will take some time. Even though they are very good people, but just keep a 5% doubt in everybody. That is what I learned from my life. I don't know, maybe it's for all, but I learned about it. Thank you. Back to our table topic.
Thank you. That was very interesting. The next question is, our today's word of the day is applause, no? Creativity deserves applause. If I say deadline destroy creativity, would you agree? If I say deadlines destroy or spoil creativity, would you agree? Who is going to answer? Can I call name or? Shall I call any name?
Yes, you can.
Aparna, I said.
No, you can call names, I said.
Okay, now Shad. Yes, please listen.
Hi, good evening, all dear Toastmasters and guests. Actually, by hearing this question, we all feel like definitely creativity shall be possible only when there's a lot of time. I mean, as per the convenience of the person who is going to do something. They should have enough time to do by his own levels. There should not be a deadline and all. But I think certain sort of creativity we feel some people are making out of nothing, like in an instant. Maybe sometimes people are having a good creation out of a pressure also. I mean, some projects or some, for example, I heard many stories about lyrics, people who are writing the songs. They will be under tension, and all of a sudden, in a moment, they will be getting something after a lot of discussions, and maybe they are disappointed too much. The deadlines are very close by, but all of a sudden, from nowhere, they are getting some ideas, and it will happen. So for me, I believe the creativity and the creation, any sort of creation, whether it's art or whatever, it is actually happening. It's like something happens by its own. I mean, maybe there are the reasons, atmosphere around, or the situations may be just becoming a reason for that. So creativity doesn't require always a lot of time. But of course, in sometimes we most of the creators are perfectionists, so they may take their own time to make something perfect. So in either way, this is a good thing which we can say. Like creativity can happen in a short time, but sometimes in a long time. So ultimately, what we need to be creative and try to contribute, try to find out something what we can contribute ourselves, out of ourselves to the people around, to the world around. That's what my message. Thank you. Back to the table topic master.
Yeah, well answered. Next question is your favorite hobby or time pass? Your favorite hobby? Rishida, can Rishida answer?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Once again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and table topic master. The question is, my favorite hobby or time pass? Well, I'm a person who always tries to do something new. So if you ask me what is your favorite hobby, I don't have any one hobby because I get bored easily. Once I started painting, once I did 1 or 2 paintings and I hung on my wall, and after that I got bored and I tried something else. So when you and reading, if you if you can ask me, whenever I get time, I take my phone and try to read something or acquire some knowledge. But still, again, I get bored. I'm that kind of a person. But what I am consistently doing right now is a member of a Toastmaster. I have improved a lot as a Toastmaster. I've joined Toastmaster in last year in August 2020 in this pandemic. So Toastmaster is the only thing which did not make me bored. So if you ask me what is my favorite pastime or hobby, I would definitely say being a Toastmaster, be in Toastmaster meetings. Now I'm not a member of this club. Still, I came here and I'm also doing YLP pro. I'm a part of YLP program now, and I am trying to write an article in the upcoming newsletter of District 116. I don't know how that will be. So if you ask me about my hobby or favorite pastime now, I would say it's being a Toastmaster. Toastmaster is not making me boring. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Rishida, for the answer. I have 1 or 2 more questions. Can I continue or can I continue with the questions?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Can Can you remember and share a remarkable person or a colleague in your life? You remember and share the experience with a remarkable colleague or any person, remarkable person in your life. Can Shalini attempt?
Yes. Once again, good evening to all. When I like, we have in life lot of people who we remember and who we will carry ahead along with us in our life. Still, when you say about remarkable person, I would like to take the name of one teacher. Like he's a sir. He taught me statistics during the degree college time. Like the funny part was he completed his master's degree in statistics and he directly came to our class to teach. So he was so afraid, and the class is like 20 girls. He was so young and he's very much afraid to teach. So slowly he started developing a friendship with us, and I would like to say that I am one of his best friends, not only as a student. And with his continuous motivation and support, I was able to do very good, score very good marks in maths. So when I joined my degree, the pre-degree time, I got less marks in maths, but even then I selected maths as the main subject. But when I came out of that 3-year degree course, I was able to score 86 or 87% in maths. So like teachers and along with students, there are a lot of people who make remarkable support in our life. So this time I remember my sir, his name is Justin. Still now he is in touch with me and he is the first person to wish me on my birthday. So I always have to keep him remembered. That's it. Over to you.
Thank you, Shalini, for remembering your friend and teacher. Okay, next question is, if you get a chance to switch your role in life, like your professional role or personal role, if you get a chance to be successful in something else, what would you prefer to be? Like if you get a chance to be an actor, a doctor or something, and you could be successful in that, like that, what you would prefer to be other than what you are now?
Can I take up that? Nobody's taking.
Yeah, sure.
Table topic master, fellow Toastmaster, once again, good evening. If I get an option to switch off choose something else, which I have not chosen in my life now, I would definitely opt to choose the role of a chef. During my +2, I wanted to join BSc catering, but then my dad told me, you have to go for professional degrees, then only you will get job and you will be successful in life. I used to enjoy cooking. I used to help my mom, and even now I make pretty good dishes. Earlier in Qatar also, I've been crowned many times for as Pajagarani, that is cooking expert, conducted by various organizations here, Safari Mall, Alcor community, and also this Dakshin Pajagarani. So many contests I have been crowned as Pajagaranis. So I have this thing in me. I feel that I will do good at cooking. And many times I've compared myself with Lakshmi Menon. I think if I was doing that as my degree and if I had pursued my passion, I would have reached somewhere else. Because I like to present well and I like cooking also. So presentation, cooking, so this will take me to another level. That's what I always felt. If not, if my parents had not chosen my way of life, I would have definitely landed up as a good chef. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Aparna. Now has come to an end. All of you have answered very well. So over to TMOD of the day. Thanks to all.
Thank you, Jaya. It was nice questions. Actually, I want to answer all the questions because that is so very interesting subjects you have selected. It was good. I don't know. I was thinking, oh my God, this was this next, then that was good. So I don't know which was good. Everything was, I was thinking of giving answer to all your questions. That was very interesting. And because I was thinking about the last question, my dream was to become a teacher, but I couldn't. I don't know. I like teacher's job. Now the current condition is very bad, but earlier times when I was in school, I always dreamed to be a teacher and standing in front of 60 children, because our class was having 40 children. That was my dream. But my dad's dream was to become an engineer. And the physics itself, I got smashed down. But I like Hindi. Without going to the class, I passed 50% of the mark in my graduation without any class attendance. Because the first class itself, we were having some play behind the class, students, last bench. My friend was having one small bell in his hand, the cycle chain, cycle key. So I was just doing some puja like acting, and he caught me. He told me directly that I don't want wild animals in my class, and we three get out. We never entered the Hindi class again, because that was Tulasi Das Doha, or what is that? So many boring subjects were there. So I never attended the Hindi class, but I attained 50% of the mark without any class attendance. Now, anyway, now the time for our next step. I am not wasting much time in comedy and all. Anyway, I ended up the story of Charley Chapline, I think. Now, I explained everything about the comedy. It's my view. Anyway, when we get some time, we will discuss about that. What is comedy and the real life? How you can enjoy a comedy. In some situations, we cannot enjoy. If you have something in your mind, some scenes when you are seeing, you remember so many things. That time we cannot enjoy that comedy. But in some times there are, for example, I was telling about this one, Charley Chapline. It's like that. If you see him, you will laugh. Full time you will laugh. But after the film only, you will think about the real things, what happened there. That is the real life connected with the comedy. Now, the next is evaluation. And the general evaluator, or Naushad. I'm giving the screen to Mr. Naushad for the general evaluation. And Mr. Naushad, the screen is yours.
Hi, good evening, dear fellow Toastmasters and respected TMOD of today. Now, it is a time for evaluation of our meeting. I think we will start with the evaluation of the speeches. For that, let me invite my dear mentor, Toastmaster Shalini Kunnumal, to evaluate the speech of, I think it was Aparna, right? Yeah.
No, Aparna's speech will be evaluated by Rishida, not
Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, the speech of Ms. Anu Nair will be evaluated by TM Shalini. I think the role players we can evaluate at the end, right?
Yeah. I thought we'll be going in order, right? Because Aparna had delivered a speech in the
First, you
first.
can call Rishida.
Rishida, please.
Okay, sorry then. Sir. So, Toastmaster Rishida, it's your turn to evaluate TM Aparna's speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Quality is everyone's responsibility, and variety adds colors to it, to any event. What a thoughtful message Toastmaster Aparna has given us. Once again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my target speaker, Toastmaster Aparna. It was a well-structured speech. She has started with a humor. We all know, eating idlis and dosas every day, how boring it will be. With that analogy, she tried to convey us doing the same kind of meeting every day, how boring it will be in Toastmasters too. The purpose of her speech was to present a proposal. So from her speech, we could clearly get what she proposed. She proposed how can we improve the
There's a voice break.
quality of any Toastmasters meeting.
There is a quality issue.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yeah. But in
Is it
between, there was
clear?
yeah.
Shall I continue?
There was an audio quality issue. Now it's okay.
So shall I continue or shall I start from the beginning?
You may continue. I stopped the timing. Don't worry.
So the purpose of her speech was presenting a proposal. So from her speech, we could clearly get what she proposed. How she clearly mentioned how can we improve the quality of any Toastmasters meeting by giving one formula: quality plus variety is equal to retention. When it comes to vocal variety, she tried to add that, oh, Amma, I don't like to eat idlis and dosas every day. So we could see that denial of eating idlis and dosas of her son in her expressions. It was excellent. But in every speech, there are some rooms for improvement. We all know we are doing meetings virtually. So if you were coming so close to the camera so that we could see the hand movements only the side movements of your hands. Your hands were moving only on the side. So if you could move little backward, so we could actually see your hand body language, body movement and gestures more clearly. Otherwise, it was a well structured. You did 100% justice your project. So you proposed a very thoughtful proposal. It was a very thoughtful proposal. We gave us all a very good message. How can we improve the quality of any Toastmaster? Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashida Muhammad. The speech of Toastmaster Aparna as well as the evaluation was very, very justiceful and very excellent. Covered most of the points, everything almost covered in this scenario, what has happened in that speech. Again, the only one thing I wanted to highlight, I think I was not very clear whether TM Aparna was standing or sitting in front of the camera. So I think I think you were sitting, right? Yeah. So if it was a speech by standing and with the gestures, it would be more good. That's it. But other than that, the essence of the speech, the message, everything was really boosted up the whole meeting of today, because whatever you helped me a lot by putting all these subjects into your speech, that whatever we need to improve is already covered in your speech. So really, Toastmaster Aparna deserves a big applause, actually. So now let us see what was the review about the second speech, a very well speech made by Toastmaster Anu Nair, and I hereby invite my mentor, Toastmaster Shanit, to evaluate her speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Respected General Evaluator, my Toastmasters, my target speaker, Anu Nair. A warm good evening. First of all, let's all congratulate Toastmaster Anu for taking up this challenging role of District Gables Contest Manager, managing 6 divisions and 48 contestants. That requires a lot of courage, Anu, and we wish all the best for your project. As we all know, Toastmaster Anu is a confident speaker. And she proved it again today. You explained the project, you explained a well thought out plan for executing your project in a successful manner. You described about you explained the scope, definitions, project planning, deliverables, scheduling, and even the risk you might face during the project. You also introduced your guidance committee and your core committee. When we come to the delivery part, your speech delivery was clear and crisp. The slides you used were also apt. Now let's see what could have made your speech a bit more interesting and enjoyable and effective. The starting of a speech, when you reach to because this is a level 5 speech, and you suppose that you are now an experienced Toastmaster who is taking up the level 5. So when you start off any speech, you should be able to hook the audience with your theme, with your speech. I felt that your starting was not that strong enough to catch the attention of the audience. You could have started the speech by asking a question like, do you know about Gables Club, or do you know how much power you are going to get from being involved with the Gavaliers or something like that. That's what I would have done if I was going to deliver a speech about Gables Club. The next part is that your speech was the delivery. The whole speech was a bit monotonous. There was no that much vocal variety in your speech. If you had put that a bit more vocal variety, it would have been more interesting for the audience. Now coming to the project, I felt that you could have told us how you chose your guidance committee, how you came to the project, or how you chose the core committee. That would have added value to us and the other Toastmasters who are going to take up this project in the next stage. To summarize, your delivery was a confident delivery. You have delivered a confident speech, and your project is a very interesting one. If you had added these suggestions more, and it would have made a great speech and a great project. We wish you all the best for your project. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shanit, for giving very valuable comments to improve Toastmaster Anunaya's speech. Actually, I would like to know the timing for both speeches. They were in time, or what was the timing? May I know, Shalini? Yeah. The time for speech 1 and speech 2 for both of them.
Speech 1, Aparna Ranish, took 10 minutes and 35 seconds.
Okay.
And speech 2, I recorded 12 minutes 2 seconds.
Yes.
Sorry, Anunaya's how many minutes?
12 minutes.
12 minutes.
So it is a speech for 5 to 7 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So
are not qualified today.
Yeah. So both of the speakers exceeded their time limit. Always we used to say time is the essence of our speech, but other than that, apart from that, all other things were very wonderful. So, and the negatives, I mean, not negatives, like the areas of improvement is already highlighted by Toastmaster Shanit. So I think, is there any voting or something today, or those are similar projects, or I don't know?
No, not today.
No. If both speakers are disqualified, there is no voting for speakers, but
Yeah.
for table topic speakers, and we can do for evaluators also.
Okay.
Table topic, all are qualified. Krishnatan 1 minute 30 seconds, Naushad 1 minute 50 seconds, Rishida 2 minute 2 seconds, Shalini 1 minute 38 seconds. And for evaluation, Rishida took 2 minutes 45 seconds, and Shani took 3 minutes 29 seconds.
So well within limits. Okay, very good. So now we have to move into the role players report. So
Do you want to launch? Then I will create the poll for table topic and evaluation.
yeah, we can do that. I mean, just
Qualified for table topic, Shalini. I didn't note the time for my table topic.
anybody noted? Sorry, you are muted, Shalini.
No, I didn't note actually. So.
Okay. Let's take only 4 of you.
But it was in time, actually, not
But it
exceeded.
wasn't. It didn't go above 2.
So now we can understand.
Looks like you should be included in
the time management.
Actually, all speakers were good. We can't. It's very difficult to come back.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's do only for evaluation then.
Yeah, okay. So now it's a time for analyzing the reports. I think as grammarian, I would like to invite Shalini to present her report on today's grammar part.
Once again, I am here with the grammarian report for today's meeting. For today's meeting, since it was an English meeting, I have noted down few of the words that have been used by speakers as well as the evaluators. So for example, there are some good terms which have been used: prudent and competent, stakeholder, spread their wings, tremendous, Senate point. Then evaluator Shannon has used words like clear and crisp, hook the audience. These are very good phrases, according to me, which can be used in our speeches to improvise our common words that we use. Monotonous, it will have been used. And Toastmaster Naushad have used the word justiceful. And also Toastmaster Naushad used the word of the day, applause. Then Aparna Ranish in her speech have used words like revamp, retention. So those kind of new words or 2-3 words which can be overwritten or replaced by these single phrases or words. This will be helpful for all of us, listeners as well as speakers, to use it again and again in our coming speeches. So this is my report, and what I noticed or what I felt was when we need to do recurrent English meetings more, so that each and every one of us can improvise our fluency in the English language. Like Malayalam, we always use it and are all fluent and we know to replace the words. But when it comes to English, with more and more practice, we all will be able to reach or use good language. So thank you. That is my report. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Shalini. Really, you made a wonderful report with all the suggestions and comments, and very keen attention you have given to the entire session by highlighting the better words, best words used by the speakers of today. It was really good. It was a real good report. I really enjoyed your report even. So, especially our speakers, both of them, I should congratulate both of them for having such a very, very fluent English and very good language use they made. It's a good example for how we can improve our speeches in English here. So, very good report. And regarding the role account, I don't think much I can find out. Most of us are having a good flow in our talk today. Then when we come to the next is, what is next? I think counter. Which are the role player today? I think table topic. Can I comment on the table topics of today? So when we come to the table topic master, Jaya Srijith, she, as our TMOD already told, she has chosen very interesting topics. Looks very simple, but a little bit tricky to answer. But anyway, everyone could be able to participate in all the questions asked, and especially some passionate talks I could hear from Toastmaster Aparna regarding her ambition and how it was turned out in her life. So basically, all these questions were wonderful, very, very excellent. And the answers also, everybody could answer within the time limit, and it given as a sort of quality as well as variety in today's meeting. So I think now I have to ask about the listener role. I have to take myself, right? This is the last role which I have to take. So can I begin with those some questions which I noted? Though our audience is not so vast, but out of all these few people, what was our attention? Whether we are only speakers or are we good listeners to let me check. So in TMOD, actually today, the whole speech, the topic was about the comedy and life, and he chosen a wonderful personality. Who was that?
Charley Chapline.
Charley Chaplin, yes. And so many funny things he highlighted in Charley Chaplin's life itself, including the number of wives. How many?
4.
Very good. And what was the age of the last wife?
17.
17. Very good. Why his life was so bad in the early ages? Or he was miserable? What was the reason? In his childhood time?
Born in a poor family.
Sorry? Charley Chaplin's life was a bit miserable because of a reason. In the early ages, like when he was a child.
Poverty, right?
Dad expired.
Yeah. Who is it? What's that?
Dad expired and
Yeah, expired or left? I don't know whether what I was not clear whether he left the family or
Left the family.
left the family. Yeah, not expired.
Not expired,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay. Then when we come to the speech of Toastmaster Aparna, she combined the word quality and as well as a variety to two other things. I mean, like quality is what, as well as variety is what. What they will add? Quality will add what? Or quality is what?
Essence.
Yes, exactly. And variety, that will add something more.
spice.
Yeah. Yes, spice. Yeah. Okay, very good. And some questions regarding I don't know whose speech it was. Our Toastmaster Krishna Kumar was talking about his experience with a restaurant at somewhere. Anybody remember the restaurant name as well as the place?
Idli factory.
Exactly.
Where
Idli factory.
where it
Barwa
was?
village.
Only Manchurian.
Barwa.
No, but where this
Idli factory.
Barwa
Barwa.
village.
Barwa.
Barwa village. That's right. Okay, and Javelins Club. How many clubs are there? Not Anu, others, please.
That's 8.
Sorry?
13.
13.
Yeah, 13 is the right answer. There are 13 clubs. And I think, sorry, just a moment. I just note something more. When is going to be that contest for the children? The last day or the first day of the this contest international. When is it?
23rd and 24th.
23rd of this month, September. Yeah. And in Anu's speech, she identified some risk associated with the events. I mean, events management. What all day? At the end of the last slide in her this thing, the risk.
Problem
Technical.
with the
How many risks she identified?
3.
3. What are they?
Technical problems with the
With the
host,
host.
role players backing away in the last minute. Third one was
Post major.
Yes, exactly. And our today's evaluator, Rishida Muhammad, she used to get bored with all the hobbies, but one thing she used to be very interesting.
Toastmasters.
Toastmasters, yes. And if she would have got a chance to become someone who likes to be, what Toastmaster Aparna would have been by this time?
Chef.
Yes, chef. So I think these are the interesting questions I noted so far, and the answers are very prompt, and everybody was very keen. I'm so happy to know that all are very good listeners, not only just speakers. Okay, thank you very much for that. And now let us move into an overall judgment of today's meeting, or I should give a space for TMOD to continue his narration? Sorry, I am asking some questions because of my lack of experience in this role. So what is...
You have to
You
give
can
an
continue. You
overall
can continue
feedback
with
about the meeting, whether we started on time and how.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready for that.
Yes.
Okay, so as everybody here knows that today is a meeting like I had a topic to a few weeks ago in my speech that 80-20 that ratio, I mean, means that's a fact. Like 80% of the meetings will be attended by 20% of the members. Like, so this today is a perfect example for that scenario. So somehow we started the meeting with a quite few people of like 8 or 7 people. So our meeting started a bit late by 7-8 p.m., which is a bit late. But okay, but our Sergeant at Arms, Daly, as usual, she given a narration about the rules and regulations of the meeting. And interestingly, she told about the importance of being the people and be all the time the members to be with the camera on. But unfortunately, she delivered that speech when the camera was off. That I noted. So she was motivating everybody for that. But after the speech, her camera was on. Then she left the meeting also due to some urgencies. And second thing, what I would like to say, like in the virtual platform meetings, whenever we present something, it could be more like some more actions and more energetic, enthusiastic actions and gestures to attract the audience, because we have a very less chance to attract the audience to the virtual platform. So instead of just being idling and sitting or just without any movement, so it could be a little more warmth and other things. I mean, like more warmth can be given to the audience in her speech. She could be given more warmth. That's it. Then we moved on to TMOD, Krishna Kumar. She, as usual, with his ease of carrying us to his world of journey, like he has taken all of us to a very wonderful topic like comedy and life. What a beautiful blending he made throughout his speech. Like by it's a very unseen thing. Whenever we talk about comedy, nobody used to think about the other side of the comedy or the hardships behind the comedy, or a situation where comedy should not be created out of accidents or out of bad things. Like, this is a very enlightening fact that I could realize when he talk about comedy. And with his own nature, it was highly interesting. I didn't know the time how it was passed during all his narrations. And actually TMOD was maybe bit hesitated about how to deliver in English and all, but to be honest, we never felt any problem in the flow of the whole language what you delivered. On the other hand, we were all fully immersed in your thoughts, in your insights. I mean, basically the insights what you highlighted throughout your speech and your sessions. But one thing, I don't know it's a mandatory thing or not. In one of the meetings, I heard from the evaluator that basically the Toastmasters is looking like a more formal platform like. So the members shall be having little bit, see, I'm very hot, I feel very hot, but still I'm wearing this coat just to respect that. This one, I'm not telling that everybody should be on suit and coat, but at least the dress code shall be a little bit formal than having t-shirts and then having some other sort of informal wear. This actually I learned from many meetings. Some evaluators used to explain this. So I think it would be more good in a formal for wear than in a t-shirt. That is my humble advice to our president Krishna Kumar. And secondly, though we are not in a group with a lot of guests or other outsiders people, I think the basic idea of Toastmasters is to there's a propagation within ourselves, like what this is meant for, what is the objectives, what we are getting benefited. Actually, it is just like washing cloth in a platform of rock, like. So we never aim the cleanliness of the rock or the where you are making the cleaning, but the intention is the cleanliness of the cloth. but maybe we are getting byproducts like the rock will be clean, the surroundings will become clean. That is all byproducts. But internally, everybody is wishing to, what is our intention shall be refinement of the self-refinement. So in order to motivate ourselves, at least we should talk about the Toastmasters, founders and their growth, development, and its spread throughout the world, like at least in 2 minutes. Even if we are alone, that's what I understand from all the meetings so far. It shall be a mandatory thing to propagate the agenda of this meeting. So even if there is no guest, we can go with these narrations about the clubs, just the foundations and the objectives. And thirdly, regarding the speeches, already we explained about the speeches. Other than a minor points, all the 2 speeches were wonderful, but they took a very long time than the allowed time. So our first important thing is communicate within the limited time available. So the slides, the number of slides could be a little bit lesser, or the narrations could be a little bit shorter, so that you could meet the same target by meeting the time also, because time is the essence. Then coming to the role players, everybody played a very, very good role playing today, including especially I have to congratulate the table topic master as well as Grammarian, because along with the instead of just explaining about the Grammarian's report, she was motivating us by changing the language to English, like that. Those kind of nice suggestions came out. And I really liked the presentation also in the meeting made by Toastmaster Anu Nair, because it was a clear presentation. In the presentation point of view, it was a very nice presentation. But in the speaking point of view, as our TM said, you have some points to improve. But as a presentation, it was very loud and clear and very communicating way you presented the slides and you explained it. So overall, I believe our meeting was, though it was started a bit late, but we covered up with all the timings back. We are still 8:55. So it's a good example of how we can finish the meeting. Even if we start late, we can catch towards the end. So I think as a beginner in this role, whatever I could notice, I noticed, and I could communicate with you the way what I intended. So all of us here will be, taking care of these suggestions. And I would like to hear from my seniors, anything more you can add up. I am ready to leave this space for you, because we still have 5 more minutes just to evaluate the overall meeting of today. Thank you all, and have a nice day.
So thank
back to
you,
TMOD. Yeah.
Rashad. So now I can take it out, right?
Yeah.
The TMOD. Okay, as a TMOD, I don't have anything to say now about the comedy and the life. You might have understand, it's your way, you can discuss, because this is a matter of entertainment, how you are approaching the comedies, and how you are approaching the situations. That is up to you. Because I was telling about my experience and my feelings when I see some comedies. For example, one Malayalam movie, there was one film character is reaching a house where the death was happened. The body is lying there, people are crying, everybody is there. And he came there and he just went back. He took the jeep reverse. Remba ho ho karke. That song was come up. In the reverse song is there in the jeep. This default. So it's a comedy actually. You have seen. You might have seen that Malayalam picture, Biju Menon's. When he took the jeep back, the Remba ho, the music is come loudly, and the house is having a problem situation. The death is happened, and everybody is crying there, and the jeep is creating a music Remba ho. So this actually it's a good comedy. But when we see that comedy, just imagine that you are there. In that time, we will feel something else. If you are going through that situation, such comedies we cannot enjoy. Anyway, thank you for the meeting, and it's gone very well, correct time, even though the peoples are very less, but we have enjoyed this meeting very well. and it was done. I am just handing over this role to the president myself, and as a president, I am very happy to have a meeting. Even I was thinking that the meeting will be postponed because the link was not coming, and I was not prepared for, because I just learned about the Charley Chapline, gone through the history. I want to tell about his stories and all, but from my memory only I was telling everything. I couldn't see my notes also because there is very less note. In between somebody came and I couldn't complete my work. Anyway, this evaluator, G or Naushad was doing a rocking actually. It was not a, you have done a general evaluation like experienced person. I don't know, there are senior people there sitting there, Shalini is there, Aparna is there, and I am going to do the general evaluation on 21st, my first time. And it is in Malayalam luckily, not in English. I don't know, I have to learn. I learned from Naushad now how we can do it. We can do it. So I have a confidence now. You have done well, according to me. And I noticed about the presidents when we speak, starting, we have to tell anything about something about the Toastmasters and the founders, everything. Everything in my note, because there is no guest, so just avoided that. So unnecessarily, more experienced people are there, what I should explain about the Toastmasters. They know more than about me. That is why I just avoided. I told that I am avoiding that. I am just straight away go to the subject. That is what happened. And even the last meeting it happened. You may be remembering that. We just avoided this talking about Toastmasters because everybody is experienced. No guests were there. That is why. Anyway, thank you very much for the evaluation and the meeting attendance. And I just declare that the meeting is adjourned. And let us continue, if you are not in a hurry, and have a discussion, chat in our language, Malayalam language or English language, how we can improve all these things in the next meeting. And we have to plan the next meeting also today. Actually, it is alternative weeks. No? So next day, I think it is busy.
Next meeting, Shejina suggested, no, in XCOM, 27th.
27th.
It will be an open house meeting.
Open house meeting. So I'm not much aware about open house meeting, where it is, how it is. Okay, that Aparna will explain about it.
Open house meetings, like we should have one icebreaker speech and one advanced speech. And we should have a simple module on what is Toastmasters and everything related to Toastmasters, because we are going to project what is Toastmasters. Even the table topic session, maybe we can have member experience sharing also, but all within 2 hours. Let us not exceed the time limit. Whatever we are trying to include, let us keep it to 2 hours. At least 2 main roles, timer and grammarian should be there. If not, listener and counter, timer and listener, timer and grammarian, and then 2 speeches, one icebreaker speech to show how a speaker struggles in the beginning, and an advanced speech, how the speaker has improved after a few sessions, just to show the real difference. So we need to have a real fresh speaker to speak on the open house meeting. So I suggest Jaya to do the ice breaking. It will be a Malayalam meeting because our club is a Malayalam. So can you do the icebreaker speech in Malayalam on 27th, Jaya?
Okay, Aparna, I'll try.
Thank you. Okay, Anu, we need a flyer very soon. And can someone from this group, Malayalam ayadonde Naushad table, I mean, the TMOD avan pattum. Namukku important aayittu first vendathu TMOD aanu oru meeting. 27th, it's a Monday. Open house. നമുക്ക് ഫ്ലയർ ഒരു 1-2 ദിവസം കൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഇറക്കി മാക്സിമം ആൾക്കാരെ നമ്മൾ ഒരു ഗൂഗിൾ ഫോം ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് മാക്സിമം ആൾക്കാരെ ഇൻവൈറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം.
ഞാൻ അതിന് അടുത്ത ദിവസങ്ങളിൽ ടെൻഡർ വല്ലതും ഉണ്ടോന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ട് പറയാൻ പറ്റും. കാരണം ചിലപ്പോൾ ടെൻഡർ ഉള്ള ഡേ ആണെങ്കിൽ ആ വൈകുന്നേരങ്ങളിൽ ഭയങ്കര തിരക്കായിരിക്കും. So let me check and maybe I can get back to you within 2 days.
ഷാനിദിന് പറ്റുമോ? ഷാനിദ് 27th.
ഞാൻ 21 ഓപ്പൺ ഹൗസ് പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്യാണ് 2 ഒക്ടോബറിലാണ്. അപ്പോ
എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി എന്താ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്.
ഡിസൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നതല്ല, അപ്പം പിന്നെ കൃഷ്ണേട്ടനോട് ചോദിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല.
അല്ലല്ല, എന്തെങ്കിലും പിന്നെ മറ്റ് സപ്പോർട്ടിങ് വേണമെങ്കിൽ ചെയ്യാം.
അല്ല,
വീഡിയോ പറഞ്ഞായിരുന്നല്ലോ.
വീഡിയോ ഓരോരുത്തർക്കും ഒരു വീഡിയോ പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു, അതും ആവശ്യമാണ്, പ്രൊമോ ആയിട്ടുള്ളത് മലയാളത്തില്.
പിന്നെ ഷാനിദ്, എനിക്ക് L2 P3 അതിന്റെ ഒരു സംശയമുണ്ട്. എന്റെ എഫക്റ്റീവ് കോച്ചിങ്
ഞാൻ 1-2 കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞോട്ടെ. ടോസ്റ്റ് മാസ്റ്റർ ഓഫ് ദ ഡേ എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിൽ ചെറിയ കുറച്ച് കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞോട്ടെ.
പറഞ്ഞു.
അത് പിന്നെ നൗഷാദ് പറഞ്ഞു, അത് നമ്മുടെ പ്രസിഡന്റ് അത് കാര്യങ്ങൾ കൃത്യമായി പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് പിന്നെ ടോസ്റ്റ് മാസ്റ്റർ ഡേയിലേക്കാണ് പോകേണ്ടത്. അതൊരു കൃത്യമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഡിവിഷൻ വേണം അവിടെ. ഞാൻ പ്രസിഡന്റ് കഴിഞ്ഞ് പിന്നെ ടോസ്റ്റ് മാസ്റ്റർ ഡേയിലേക്ക് പോകുന്നു. അതുപോലെ ടോസ്റ്റ് മാസ്റ്റർ ഡേ ഓഫ് ദ ഡേ ഓരോ റോൾ പ്ലേയേഴ്സിനെയും ആ സമയത്ത് വിളിച്ചാൽ മതിയാവും. അപ്പോൾ കാരണം ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഇപ്പോൾ ആദ്യം ടൈമറെ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുക, ഗ്രമേറിനെ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുക, അക്കൗണ്ടും ലിസണറുണ്ട് അവരെ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുക. ആ സമയത്ത് ടേബിൾ ടോപ്പിക് മാസ്റ്ററെ വിളിച്ച് ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് അത്ര സുഖമുള്ള കാര്യം എനിക്ക് തോന്നിയില്ല. അവരുടെ റോളിൽ വരുമ്പോഴാണ് അവരെ വിളിച്ച് ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്.
ഷാനിദ്, ഞാൻ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് നാട്ടിലത്തെ മീറ്റിംഗ്സിലും UAE മീറ്റിംഗ്സിലും ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേറ്റർ, ടേബിൾ ടോപ്പിക് മാസ്റ്റർ അല്ല, ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേറ്ററിനോട് ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ്സ് ചോദിക്കുന്നത് ബിഗിനിങ് തന്നെ ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേറ്ററിനോട്. ആ ഒരു സ്റ്റൈല് ഞാൻ ഒബ്സർവ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേറ്ററോട് ചോദിക്കും, അതുവരയ്ക്കും ദാറ്റ് സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ് തൊട്ടിട്ട് അതുവരയ്ക്കും എങ്ങനെ മീറ്റിംഗ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നാൽ അപ്പൊ ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേറ്റർ പറയും. അതിനുശേഷം പിന്നെ ബാക്കി പിന്നെ ചെയ്യും. അങ്ങനെ
അപ്പം നമ്മള് റോൾ പ്ലേസ്, നമ്മൾ ഈ ടൈമറെ ഇവരൊക്കെ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേറ്റർ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യും.
അതെ, ടൈമർ എല്ലാ 4 റോൾ പ്ലേസിനെ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്ത് പിന്നെ ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേറ്റർ. ആക്ച്വലി ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേറ്റർ വിൽ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ഹിസ് റോൾ പ്ലേയേഴ്സ്, ടൈമർ, ഗ്രമേറിയൻ, അങ്ങനെയാണ് കണ്ടുവരുന്നത്.
ആണോ?
നമ്മളങ്ങനെ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല ഇവിടെ, ഖത്തറിൽ അങ്ങനെ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല. പക്ഷെ അങ്ങനെ കണ്ടില്ല.
അപ്പൊ അതിന്റെ ശരിയായിട്ടുള്ള സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് എന്താണെന്നുള്ള അറിഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് അടുത്ത പ്രാവശ്യം അത് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കാൻ പറ്റും. കാരണം ഞാൻ ആദ്യം ചെയ്തത് TMOD ആണ്. അന്ന് എനിക്ക് ഒന്നും അറിയില്ലായിരുന്നു.
അല്ല, ഇതൊരു ലേണിംഗ് പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം, നമ്മള് അത് കുഴപ്പമില്ല, ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞേ ഉള്ളൂ.
നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെ വേണമെങ്കിൽ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യാം. പക്ഷെ ഇവിടെ ഫിക്സഡ് ആയിട്ട് ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നത് ടേബിൾ ടോപ്പിക് മാസ്റ്ററും ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേറ്ററും ഒന്നും ആദ്യം ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യില്ല. ഓൺലി ദ റോൾ പ്ലേസിനെ മാത്രമേ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുള്ളൂ.
അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഇവാലുവേറ്റേഴ്സിനെ TMOD ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. അപ്പം അത് ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേറ്ററാണ് ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. നമ്മള് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് അപർണ ഈ പ്രൊജക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകണമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് പിന്നെ ഇവാലുവേറ്ററെ വിളിച്ച് അവരോട് പ്രൊജക്ടിന്റെ പേർപ്പസ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ചോദിക്കുക. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് സ്പീക്കറെ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുക, പിന്നെ അവരെ സ്ക്രീനിലേക്ക് വിളിക്കുക. അതാണ് കുറച്ചും കൂടെ നന്നാവും. അങ്ങനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യാറുള്ളത്. അപ്പോഴാണ് നമുക്ക് ഈ ഓഡിയൻസിനും ആ സ്പീക്കറെ കൃത്യമായിട്ട് ഓർക്കാൻ സാധിക്കും. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ രണ്ടും കൂടെ മിക്സ് ആയി പോകാൻ സാധ്യതയുണ്ട്. അങ്ങനെയാണ് ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിട്ടുള്ളത്. ടേബിൾ ടോപ്പിക് മാസ്റ്ററോട് പറയാനുള്ളത് പറഞ്ഞോളൂ.
സ്പീക്കറെ ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേറ്റർ അല്ലേ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? ആരാണ് ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? സ്പീക്കറെ
ടോസ്റ്റ് മാസ്റ്റർ ഡേ ആണ് ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുക. ആണോ? സ്പീക്കറെ ഇവാലുവേറ്റർ മാത്രമാണ് നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്ന കാര്യമാണ്. ഇപ്പം അപർണ പറഞ്ഞ അത് ഞാൻ കണ്ടിട്ടില്ല. അതുകൊണ്ട് കാരണം ഞാൻ നാട്ടിലെ അധികം യോഗങ്ങളിൽ പങ്കെടുത്തിട്ടില്ല. അങ്ങനെ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് ഓക്കെ. പക്ഷെ നോർമലി നമ്മളിവിടെ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നത് സ്പീക്കറെ ടോസ്റ്റ് മാസ്റ്റർ ഡേ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യും. ഇവാലുവേറ്ററെ ആ ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേഷൻ സമയത്ത് ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേറ്റർ ഇൻഡിവിജ്വൽ ഇവാലുവേഷൻ വിളിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് ജനറൽ ഇവാലുവേറ്റർ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുക. നമ്മള് സാറിന് ചെയ്യേണ്ടതെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ പറയാണ് നമ്മുടെ മീറ്റിംഗ് അടുത്ത നമ്മൾ പ്രിപ്പയർഡ് സ്പീച്ച് സെഷനിലേക്ക് പോവാണ്. ആദ്യത്തെ സ്പീച്ച് നടത്തുന്ന അപർണയാണ്. ആ സ്പീച്ച് ഇവാലുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഷാനിദാണ്. അപ്പം ഷാനിദിനോട് അതിന്റെ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ് ചോദിക്കുക, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പേർപ്പസ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ചോദിക്കുക. അപ്പം ആ ഇവാലുവേറ്റർ പറഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷം പിന്നെ ആ സ്പീക്കർ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുക. മറ്റേ നമ്മുടെ ഇന്നത്തെ സ്പീക്കറായ അപർണ ഇന്നൊക്കെയാണ്, സ്കിൻ ഈസ് യുഎസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവരെ നമ്മുടെ സ്റ്റേജിലേക്ക് വിളിക്കുക. അതാണ് നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യാറുള്ളത്.
അതിന് നമ്മൾ ഫ്ലോ ആയിട്ട് എഴുതി എടുക്കാം, അത് കുഴപ്പമില്ല.
അതാണ്. അതുപോലെ
എല്ലാ സ്പീക്കറും കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഒരു 30 സെക്കൻഡ് ഫീഡ്ബാക്കിനുള്ളത് നമ്മൾ
അതുകൊണ്ട് പിന്നെ ടീമിനോട് പറയേണ്ടത് നമുക്ക് 30 സെക്കൻഡ്സ് കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഒരു ഫീഡ്ബാക്കിന് 30 സെക്കൻഡ്. അപ്പോൾ ടൈമിനോട് പറയാവുന്നതാണ്. 30 സെക്കൻഡ്സ് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് റെഡ് സിഗ്നൽ കാണിക്കുക. എന്നിട്ട് നമ്മൾ അടുത്ത സ്പീച്ചിലേക്ക് പോവാം. അടുത്തത് സ്പീക്കർ വിളിക്കുക.
നമുക്ക് ഏറ്റവും ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് ആണ് ഫീഡ്ബാക്ക്. ഓരോ സ്പീക്കർക്കും അവരവരുടെ ഫീഡ്ബാക്ക് എല്ലാ മെമ്പേഴ്സിനും കിട്ടേണ്ട ഒരു സമയമാണ് അത്. കഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടിട്ടാണ് ഒരു സ്പീക്കർ സ്പീച്ച് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്തത്.
ഇതിന്റെ ഒരു ക്രോണോളജിക്കലായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ എഴുതി വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാല് നന്നായിരിക്കും. എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഒരു മീറ്റിംഗിന്റെ കണ്ടക്ഷൻ പോകുന്നുള്ളത്. കാരണം അത് ഇപ്പൊ ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് കൺഫ്യൂസ് ആയി പോകും. നമ്മള് സംസാരിച്ച് വരുമ്പോ ഇതങ്ങ് വിട്ടുപോകും, ഏതാണ് എന്തായിരുന്നു.
ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാം ചാർട്ട് പോലെ എഴുതിയെടുക്കാം.
നമുക്ക് ഇംപ്രൂവൈസ് ചെയ്യാവുന്നേ ഉള്ളൂ. നമ്മള് ഈ പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ തന്നെ പോണ നിർബന്ധമൊന്നുമില്ല. അത് കുറച്ച് അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും ആയിപ്പോ കുഴപ്പമില്ല. പക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ സാധനം ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്ന
സ്റ്റേജിലാവുമ്പോ നമുക്ക് ആ ആളെ വിളിക്കേണ്ടത് കറക്റ്റ് ആയിരിക്കണം. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതൊരു ഇതാവും. ഇതിപ്പോ നമ്മള് സ്ക്രീനിലായതുകൊണ്ട് പ്രശ്നമില്ല. സ്റ്റേജിൽ വരുമ്പോഴാണ് ആ ഒരു ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട് വരുന്നത്. നമ്മൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ്, കാരണം സ്റ്റേജിലെ ബിഹേവിയർ ഡിഫറെന്റ് ആണ്. സ്റ്റേജിലൊരു ബിഹേവിയർ ഉണ്ട്, ഒരു സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് ബിഹേവിയർ ഉണ്ട്. അത് തെറ്റിപ്പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആകെ ഒരു ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ്. നമ്മള് ജലപാട്ട് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ജലപാട്ട് അവിടെ തന്നെ നിന്നിട്ടാണ് പറയുന്നത് തോന്നുന്നു. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് നമ്മൾ സ്പീക്കറെ വിളിക്കുകയാണ്.
അതുപോലെ ടേബിൾ ടോപ്പിക് മാസ്റ്ററോട് ഒന്ന് പറയാനുള്ളത്, ടോപ്പിക് ആദ്യം പറയരുത്. നമ്മൾ ആദ്യം ഒരു സ്പീക്കറെ വിളിക്കുക. കാരണം ഇപ്പൊ കൃഷ്ണയുടെ ആദ്യം ആ ടോപ്പിക് എടുത്തോണ്ട് പോയി, അത് ശരിയല്ലല്ലോ. എളുപ്പമുള്ള ടോപ്പിക് എടുത്തോണ്ട് പോകുന്നത് അല്ല. ഞാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത് സാറിന് അങ്ങനെയല്ല ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. നമ്മള് ആദ്യം ആളെ വിളിക്കുക, എന്നിട്ട് ആൾക്ക് ടോപ്പിക് കൊടുക്കുക. അത് ഇഷ്ടമുള്ള ടോപ്പിക് കൊടുക്കാം. പക്ഷെ നമ്മള് ആദ്യം ആളെ വിളിക്കുകയാണ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. അതാണ് അതിന്റെ ശരി.
ഒരു ഇംപ്രോംപ്റ്റു സ്പീച്ച് എന്നുള്ള നിലയ്ക്ക് കുറഞ്ഞ സമയത്തിനുള്ളിൽ നമ്മുടെ ഒരു ക്രിയേറ്റിവിറ്റി എടുക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്.
ഇപ്പൊ ഒരു സബ്ജക്ട് കിട്ടിയാൽ നമുക്ക് അതിനെ കുറിച്ച് ചിന്തിക്കാനുള്ള ഇത് കിട്ടും. അത് പറയാണ്ട് വരികയാണെങ്കിൽ
ക്ലബില് തുടക്കത്തിൽ അങ്ങനെ ഇട്ടോണ്ടായിരിക്കും. തുടക്കത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ ഇടുമല്ലോ, ആൾക്കാർ കുറച്ചെങ്കിലും ആലോചിച്ച് സംസാരിച്ചു. നമ്മൾ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു പ്രാക്ടീസ് സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ്ങിൽ ഇവിടെ ഫോളോ ചെയ്തു.
അങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു പറയാന്നുള്ളത്. അപ്പൊ നമ്മള് ഒരു ടേബിൾ ടോപ്പിക് പറഞ്ഞാലും കേട്ടുകൊണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ തയ്യാറാണ്.
ജയ പറഞ്ഞ സബ്ജക്ട്സുകളെല്ലാം നല്ല, കാരണം തുടക്കക്കാർക്ക് പറ്റിയ കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് ഇത്തവണത്തെ ഇത് വന്നത്. ഇപ്പൊ തുടക്കമായിട്ട് വരുന്ന ആൾക്കാർക്ക് വലിയ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടില്ലാണ്ട് സംസാരിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്ന രീതിയിലായിരുന്നു
ടോപ്പിക്സ് എല്ലാം. ഒരു ടേബിൾ ടോപ്പിക്സ് മാസ്റ്ററുടെ സക്സസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എല്ലാവർക്കും അവർ കൊടുത്ത വിഷയങ്ങൾ സംസാരിക്കാൻ കഴിയുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. നമ്മളിത് കടുപ്പുള്ള ഒരു വിഷയം കൊടുത്ത് ആൾക്കാർ സംസാരിക്കാതെ പോയിട്ട് ടേബിൾ ടോപ്പിക് മാസ്റ്റർ ഞാൻ ഭയങ്കരമാണെന്ന് പറയുന്നതല്ല ശരി. അവർ കൊടുക്കുന്ന വിഷയങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവർക്കും സംസാരിക്കാൻ സാധിച്ചെങ്കിലാണ് ടേബിൾ ടോപ്പിക് ആ സെഷൻ തന്നെ സക്സസ്ഫുൾ ആവുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ അത് ജയ വളരെ കൃത്യമായി വളരെ ഭംഗിയായി ചെയ്തു. അപ്പൊ ഈ ഒരു കാര്യം കൂടെ പറഞ്ഞു.
താങ്ക് യു. ശരി, അത് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുക ഇനിയും ചെയ്യുമ്പോ.
അല്ല, ഇനിയിപ്പോ ഒരു സസ്പെൻസ് ആക്കി വെക്കുക. സ്പീക്കർ വരുമ്പോ സ്പീക്കറിന് കൊടുക്കുക. അല്ല, ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള സബ്ജക്റ്റുകളുടെ സിമ്പിൾ ആയിരുന്നു കേട്ടോ. നല്ല സബ്ജക്റ്റ് വരുന്നു, സിമ്പിൾ ആയിരുന്നു. നമുക്ക് ഒരാൾക്കും ടെൻഷൻ ഇല്ലാണ്ട് പെട്ടെന്ന് തന്നെ മനസ്സിൽ നമുക്ക് പറയത്തക്ക, അതാണ് ഏത് വേണമെങ്കിലും ഞാൻ പറയായിരുന്നു. ആ രീതിയിലായിരുന്നു കാരണം ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് ആണ്. മറ്റേതല്ല, ഇപ്പൊ കഴിഞ്ഞ ഞങ്ങളുടെ മീറ്റിങ്ങില് എന്തുവായിരുന്നു വളരെ പിന്നെ ഇദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ വൈഫ് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയത് ഭയങ്കര കോംപ്ലിക്കേറ്റഡ് ആണ്.
നല്ല ഭംഗിയുള്ള വാക്കുകളൊക്കെ ആയിരുന്നല്ലോ ഷെജിന് കൊണ്ടുവന്നത്. ഒറ്റ വാക്കുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഒരു കവിത എഴുതാൻ പറ്റിയ വാക്കുകളായിരുന്നു കൊണ്ടുവന്നത്. ബാക്കിയെല്ലാം ഉഷാറായിരുന്നു. നമ്മള് ആള് കുറഞ്ഞു വിഷമിക്കൊന്നും വേണ്ട. ഉണ്ടാവുണ്ടല്ലോ.
ആളില്ലെങ്കിലും നമുക്ക്
നമ്മള് ആയിരക്കണക്കിന് സ്ക്രീൻ ഉണ്ടെന്ന് സങ്കല്പിക്കുക പുറകില്ല. അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഇപ്പം ഒരുപാട് പേരുണ്ടെങ്കിലും നമുക്ക് മാക്സിമം ഒരു 5-6 പേരെ കാണാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ.
അത് പണ്ട് എന്നൊരു കോളേജ് ലെക്ചറിൽ എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞു, നിങ്ങൾ പ്രസംഗിക്കുമ്പോ നിങ്ങളൊരു കാര്യം പറയാനായിട്ട് സ്റ്റേജിൽ കയറുമ്പോ ആദ്യം പറയാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കേണ്ടത് നിങ്ങളാണ് മിടുക്കൻ, മുമ്പ് ഇരിക്കുന്നവരെല്ലാം വിഡ്ഢികളാണെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കും. അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് നന്നായിട്ട് സംസാരിക്കാൻ പറ്റും. കാരണം അവർക്കൊന്നും അറിയില്ല. മനസ്സിലായോ? നമ്മൾ പറയുന്ന സബ്ജക്റ്റിനെ അവർക്കൊന്നും അറിയില്ല. അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ പറയുന്നതാണ് വളരെ വ്യക്തമാണ്. അപ്പൊ അവർക്കൊന്നും അറിയില്ല, ധൈര്യമായിട്ട് പറയാം. അതാണ് എന്റെ ലെക്ചർ എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞു തന്ന ഒരു സീക്രട്ട്. നിങ്ങളെ പഠിപ്പിക്കാൻ വരുമ്പോ നിന്റെ മുമ്പിൽ ഇരിക്കുന്ന കുട്ടികളെല്ലാം വെറും പൊട്ടന്മാരാണ്, അവർക്കൊന്നും അറിയില്ല, അവരാദ്യമായിട്ട് കേൾക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ നീ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നതാണ് അവര് പഠിക്കുന്നത്.
കോൺഫിഡൻസ്.
കൃഷ്ണയുടെ ലെവൽ 3 പറ്റി എന്താ പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ?
എനിക്ക് അതിന്റെ ഒരു ഐഡിയ കിട്ടണം, എങ്ങനെയാണ് അത് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്.
ഏതാ പ്രൊജക്ട് ആയിരുന്നു?
ഇത് പിന്നെ എഫക്റ്റീവ് കോച്ചിങ്.
എഫക്റ്റീവ് കോച്ചിങ്ങിലെ ലെവൽ 3 പ്രോജക്റ്റ് എനിക്ക് ശരിക്കും അറിയില്ല. ലെവൽ 2 P3
ലെവൽ 2 P3 ഐ തിങ്ക് മെന്ററിംഗ് ആയിരിക്കൂലേ? എല്ലാ ഇതിലും
എഫക്റ്റീവ് കോച്ചിങ് എന്താണ് ശരിക്കും
അല്ല, അതൊരു ഡിസ്കഷൻ ആണ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. അതായത് ഒരു സബ്ജക്ട് പിന്നെ എടുത്തിട്ട് പബ്ലിക്കായിട്ട് സംസാരിക്കുക, എന്നിട്ട് 4-5 പേരുമായിട്ട് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഒരു നമ്മളുടെ ഐഡിയയിലേക്ക് അവരെ കൊണ്ടുവരിക. അതാണ് അങ്ങനെ അതാണ് അതിനകത്ത് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത് തോന്നുന്നു എനിക്ക്. സബ്ജക്ട് സംസാരിക്കുന്നു ആൻഡ് വി വിൽ ബ്രിങ് ടു ദാറ്റ് എന്റെ ആ ഐഡിയയിലേക്ക് അവരെ കൊണ്ടുവരണം ഡിസ്കഷനിലൂടെ.
ഞാൻ നോക്കിയിട്ട് പറയാം.
നോക്കിയിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു, കാരണം എനിക്ക് അത് കാരണം ഞാൻ അടുത്ത ഇതിനു വേണ്ടി വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. അങ്ങനെ പോകണ്ട.
എല്ലാരും പോവാണ്, നമ്മള് നിർത്തണം.
ചെയ്യട്ടോ, മറക്കല്ല, റിന്യൂ ചെയ്യല്ലാരും. ശാലിനിക്ക് പൈസ അയച്ചു.
ഞാൻ ചെയ്തു.
Thank you all. Thank you.
ശാലിനി എന്റെ പൈസ കിട്ടിയില്ല? കിട്ടി പോയില്ല, അത് മതി.